Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you just how excited I am. I literally have goosebumps right now thinking about you joining our team and jumping into this training. So, my name is Abby Burgess. I am the coach and the founder of the Pineapple Empire, and I'm running this training with a bunch of other top coaches in the company to give you the best start to your coaching journey. And as I think back to, where I was a few years ago when I first started, I was so nervous, but I was excited and I was unsure. And I'm sure you're feeling all of those butterflies today. And so what I want to do right now is just take a second and affirm that you are making an amazing decision, that you're going to have an amazing time because coaching is going to transform you from the inside out. Yes, it's a business opportunity. Yes, you get to help people, but the coolest thing is that the work that is done on yourself is going to make you a better wife, a better mom, a better person, a better coworker, a better friend. You are going to develop you, and that in turn is going to inspire other people. And so I wanted just to kind of share a little bit of my story and then give you the biggest tips that I can in order to make this business work. And so when I started as a coach, I actually came in initially just for the discount. I loved the 21-day fix. It got me in shape after I had my son, and I didn't even know there was a business opportunity until I started creeping on my coach's page for about 3 months. I just silently stalked her, and she started sharing about the opportunity and that you could get a discount on Shakeology, and I was like, okay, sign me up. But I very quickly learned about the business, and that is what made my heart beat a little bit faster. And I was so scared to do it. I have no background in social media marketing or anything like that, but I did have a passionate desire to help people. I had a passionate desire to get my son out of daycare and to really start to make a life of freedom for our family and help other women feel like I did. And so I took the leap. I remember I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to do everything my coach says, and at the end of 3 months, if I hate it, I can quit. I clearly didn't quit. I fell in love with everything that this company has to offer for a lot of reasons, but I wanted today kind of take some time to talk about foundations, because what you do for yourself is the foundation of this business. And I know you guys probably have questions and concerns, and you want to know how to, set up your back office and run a challenge group and what do you have to do, but really none of that matters. That is the ceiling and the wall to your business, but the foundation is the work that you are doing on yourself. That is what is going to hold it all together, because if you do not have that passion and that belief and those core strengths inside of you, it doesn't matter what you post. Hear the Lego playing behind me. It doesn't matter what you do, because it really all stems from you. I don't want salespeople on my team. I want people who believe and are passionate about changing lives. I never make a sale. I share my journey and I invite people to join me. And yes, I send them a link to purchase, but in my mind, I am there to help them. I'm there to be their cheerleader. I'm not there just to be a salesperson, hand a product and move on. And so I want you to have that same belief in yourself. It's not my job to make everybody be a Beachbody coach. It's not my job to convince everybody to join a challenge group. I know that this opportunity is not for everybody, but it is my job to show up every day, to add value, encouragement, inspiration, to share what has worked for me and what has changed my life. Because if nobody had done that for me, I would not be standing here today. I'd be a whole lot less healthy, a whole lot more insecure. I would be working full time and juggling the daycare drop off still. And so my life has been changed because someone was brave enough to share their journey and to share their story, their imperfect story, and that is what I want for you. And so I want you to take some time today to start thinking about your why, to start thinking about your passion. How are you going to share this opportunity with the world? How are you going to infuse yourself? When you sign up as a coach, you do not become Beachbody. You are Abby. I'm still me. I still have the same passions and interests and things like that, but I also do coach and I do help others. And how do I fit, health and fitness and a business into a life as a mom? Like, how does that work? So that is my story. You have your own, and it's time for you to start writing it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I am going to tell you this is hard. What we're going to ask you to do is hard. It might require you to get out of your comfort zone. And the reality is this business, it's not difficult, but it can be hard to show up every day. There's nobody who's going to be telling you this is your time to clock in. It's up to you to show up and do the work. And honestly, some of it, especially at the beginning, is uncomfortable. It's getting outside your comfort zone, and you are going to have some fear. And so what I want to encourage you in right now is to choose to look fear dead in the eye and move on and say, cool, you can hop in the car with me, but I'm driving. I am not going to let that fear dictate my life, my future, my family's future, my health, anything like that. You have no place in where I'm at today. And it's not going to be easy, but I promise you that every day that you choose those decisions, it's going to get easier, and you're going to get stronger and more inspired and more passionate. So just like any new job where there's a little bit of a learning curve, and maybe the first 6 months or so you're still learning the lingo in the office and where the copier is, that's going to be the case with coaching. You're going to learn along the way, but the important thing is to not let that fear and that little bit of an uphill climb at the beginning hold you back from such an amazing opportunity that's really going to change your life. And I want to kind of go through some of those things, because oftentimes it's these what ifs of, what will my mother-in-law think about me, and what will Sally think, and if I post this, what will they say, and will they think I'm salesy, and all these what ifs. The truth is, they are all tied back to our ego. We do not want to be judged. We live in constant fear of what other people will think about us, when the truth is, most people spend all day worrying about themselves. And if you are someone who is showing up genuinely, authentically, passionately, adding value and sharing your story, and it's positive, and it's real, and it's encouraging, the haters can hate, but that speaks a lot more to them than it does to you. And so we do not want you to be salesy, spammy, cold messengers, anything like that. We want you to show up with passion and fire and authenticity and joy in what you have to offer in this community. You need to fall head over heels in love with everything that Beachbody has, with this community, with your team, with your challenge groups, with the workouts, with Shakeology, with the nutrition, because if you do not believe in it, you are going to feel, and you will come across as spammy and salesy, and that's not what anybody wants. If you are that person who's just in it to make a buck and you don't genuinely believe in what we do, it will come across that way. But if you are someone who is like all in, like, I love what this has done for me, for my family, for my health, that is going to be articulated through, and that is going to be what really inspires people. And so you have to do the work on yourself first. You have to devote to your health and fitness. You have to commit to your nutrition. You have to commit to bettering your mind, filling your mind every day with growth. You have to commit to connecting with people. That is how you are going to not only build an amazing business, but build it in a way that's authentic to you, that has your stamp and your mark, and people will know and be excited about what you have to offer them. And I'm just looking at my notes here because I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget anything. So one of the biggest things with fear is it can really hold us back from living into our true potential. And I know for me, I really struggled my whole life with change. I am someone who is very much, I love consistency. I love knowing what to expect. I hate moving. I hate transitions. And so for me to jump into coaching and like welcome this change and public change was honestly really hard. But I go back and I think about all the times in my life that I was fearful. Oftentimes, the biggest blessings and most exciting things were on the other side of that. I was scared to learn to drive. It's pretty awesome to learn to drive. Going to college, gosh, what a huge transition, what a big thing. My best friends, some of my best experiences came from college. Getting married, meeting your best friend, starting that job. All of those things have fear, but on the other side of that is that depth and that growth. And so when I start to get that little well up of fear and it holds me back and it makes me push pause, I welcome it, because I know that on the other side of that is going to be tremendous growth for me. And at the end of the day, it does not matter what other people think about me, because their opinions do not pay my bills. What matters is that I am choosing growth every day, that I'm being authentic, that I'm sharing my journey, that I'm living into my calling. The door just slammed. Those things are what matters. It doesn't matter what Sally down the street thinks, or that person from social media that you haven't talked to from high school thinks about you. Those things don't matter. It's what you're doing up here that really, really matters. And so dive in, lean into everything that this opportunity has to offer you, because it's going to bring with it tremendous growth. But there is that push through. So I'm asking you today to look fear in the eye and just commit to pushing through. You can do this. And I believe in you 200% because I know what it was like to be sitting exactly where you are 3 years ago, and it's changed my life in every way possible. And if you think about it, what's the worst that can happen, right? I remember getting so nervous because I never posted on social media, maybe once a month, and it was a picture of my son. The thought of making a selfie made me want to puke. I used to make fun of people who drank Shakeology and posted their workout stuff, and jokes on me because now this is like what I do for a living. But what's the worst that can happen? If you share that transformation post, no one's getting killed. If you go live in your stories and talk about your nutrition, that's not going to hurt anyone's feelings. Nothing bad is going to happen to your family if you send that invite, right? Like, what we are doing is not actually that scary, but your ego gets in the way because it always has a fear of being judged. And honestly, coaching is different. 98% of the population is going to see fear and let that stop them, but you are not that. You are the 2% who is going to look it in the eye and keep moving forward because you chose to commit to yourself. You have bigger dreams, you have bigger goals, you have a heart and a passion for helping people and saw this opportunity. And the truth is network marketing and all of this type of business is actually growing more and more and more, but it's a little bit off the beaten path for a lot of people. And so people get nervous about doing something different. But the truth is nothing is going to change unless you do. The market is not oversaturated because there is nobody like you in it. Your story has not been told yet, and this is the beautiful and most perfect opportunity for you to do that. And so when you get scared, I want you to stop thinking about what other people are thinking about you and to start thinking about, what do you think of yourself? Do that internal work, do that internal growth, because again, if you do not believe in yourself, and that's where personal development is so key, and you're going to hear us talk about it a lot, if you're not filling your own cup, if you're not choosing growth every day, you are going to struggle. But if you do the work on yourself first, that is going to spill out. Your cup is going to be full, and as it overflows, it's going to fill other people's cups too. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So the other things that I'm going to ask you, a couple more things, is number one, look fear in the eye and just say, hop in the car, but I'm driving. You're not going to stop me. Number two, be coachable. Everything that is in this training is meant to help you. You have to trust us. These are things that we have learned the hard way or things that we have done really, really right. And these are tools to be able to guide you. They're not complicated assignments. These things are not going to take a ton of your time, but we ask that you be coachable and that you actually do them. If you choose to actually take the steps, I guarantee your business is going to thrive. But we can't do the work for you. What we can do is help you start. We can give you all the tools, help you get plugged in, and then you can go from there. And if you're sitting here thinking like, well, I'm not at my goal weight, or I haven't even done a Beachbody program before, or, I don't know what they're going to say. Those are all limiting beliefs. You just are sharing your journey. That's all that it is. And you can do this, and there's no reason that you have to wait until X, Y, or Z is done for you to start. You need to just start today. That is where you're going to thrive. The last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to treat this like a business. You paid $40 or $160 to invest in this opportunity, but the reality is the opportunity that's here is a multi-million-dollar one that you usually would have to put out thousands and thousands of dollars to start your own business, and that's not the case. And it's wonderful, but I think sometimes when you don't have that level of investment, it can be easy to treat it like a hobby. If you treat this business like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby and it will act like a hobby. But if you are serious about making an income or an impact, and you don't have to want to be a millionaire, but you do need to know that that opportunity is there. And if you show up every day, I'm not asking you to work 20 hours a day on it, but if you show up with consistency, with these vital behaviors, with sharing your journey, with filling your cup, with conversing with others and inviting them to join you, you will grow your business. But you have to treat it like the investment that it is. You have to treat it like the potential that it has. And when you do that, you are going to start to create this amazing thing, and it's going to build over time. There are a lot of other network marketing companies out there who lead with the money, and that's not what Beachbody does. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to put in the work. But I know that every single dollar that I make is a direct reflection of helping somebody, of helping someone in their business, of helping someone in their fitness. And gosh, that feels so good. And I know that sounds corny to say, but it's the truth. And so this opportunity is huge, but with Beachbody, we do not lead with money. We lead with helping others. That is the root of what we do. We help others live their most healthy and fulfilling lives. From the business to the fitness to the nutrition, all of those things come together. And so I ask that you look fear in the eye, that you don't let it stop you, that you be coachable and learn. I look back at my very first social media posts and they were terrible. I didn't know how to use Instagram. I didn't know how to use Facebook, all of those things, but I didn't give up. I just kept tweaking it and learning, and I dove into things. And I had access to a lot of great training, but I also learned things on my own. I went to YouTube and I searched and I followed and I watched what people were doing with their social media, and I took notes and I learned along the way, and I didn't let some no's or some people who went silent or anything like that stop me, because I knew where I was headed, and I knew that I just had to keep being consistent. And that will be the key for your success too. If you think long term, I want you to think, I will be here a year from now. And if you have that vision, all of these little things are going to fall into place, because you're going to go through those growing phases the first couple months, and then you're just going to fly. And so be here a year from now. I'm going to challenge you to do that. I'm going to challenge you to be here a year from now with your team, to grow and invest in yourself every day, to work on that self-belief and self-confidence in who you were created to be, and for you to start sharing that gift with the world. And as you do that, your business is going to grow and thrive. And I cannot wait to have you jump into this training. I cannot wait to get to know you on our team. And I believe in you 200%. And I'm going to match your pace. So if you want to treat it like a hobby, if you don't want to run, that is okay. There is no judgment. But if you're ready to go, I'm going to be there running right along beside you too. So I cannot wait to have you get started. I hope you take advantage of everything that we're offering, and we will talk to you soon.